Alright, y'all, man, it's your boy Humboldt 2 times for me. Back in that video, man, for me. Follow the Instagram at Humboldt 2 times. Now look, y'all spit this type of talking about you are changing. Now look, before I put today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Most High in general for everything. I'm also giving a huge shout out to myself as well for wanting to receive this good information and give out this good information as well. I'm also giving a huge shout out to everyone and to y'all. Y'all literally take energy out of y'all's day to come rock me, show love, support, you feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all so much more than love, always deeply. I'm also sending good positive energy towards everyone. Also, if you want to do a one-on-one consultation with me, just DM me on my Instagram at HumbleAli2times. I'm going to say that again, just DM me on my Instagram at HumbleAli2times. Let's go ahead and get ready into the video. You are changing. You are changing, right? So you may start to realize that the people around you are starting to change, right? You may start to realize that you no longer have a connection with these friends, right? You no longer have a connection with your boyfriend. You no longer have a connection with your girlfriend, right? You no longer have a connection with your family, right? With all these different individuals that you once had a deep connection with, but now it just feels like you're forcing the situation. You're forcing this bond to go on, right? This is normal. This is a part of life, right? Life is constant change, right? A lot of times we try to run away from change, right? A lot of times we try to run in circles, but in reality you're still running in that circle, right? You have to face change, right? If you don't face change, you're just gonna keep repeating the same circle over and over, right? So it is okay to change, right? It is okay to outgrow people. You were outgrowing people, right? These people didn't do nothing to you, and you didn't do nothing to these people. You were just outgrowing these people, and they're outgrowing you. Now, here's the thing: when you are changing, right, you may notice when these people are no longer in your life, you may realize that your life just starts to get a lot better, right? And you may be asking yourself, well, dang, why when I'm in their life, my life isn't going that well, but when they're not in my life, it's like I'm getting better opportunities with my business. You're getting this. People are wanting to do this with you. People wanted to link up with you and collab and do this and that. Why is it that you just seem like your life is just so much more fulfilled and more better when they're not around? One, because they could be an energy vampire. An energy vampire is basically someone who tries to suck the energy out of somebody, just tries to really just drain them of their energy, right? Doesn't really care for them, just wants their energy, wants to use their energy, right? So if you're around negative energy all day, all the time, right, how are you going to manifest positive energy if you're around negative energy all the time, right? You see what I'm saying? Isolation. Solitude is very important. It's very imperative. I made a video a while back talking about solitude. Solitude is very important, right? One of the best ways to manifest is by yourself, but it can also be with a group of people. But y'all have to be on a certain same frequency for it to even work. Now, when it comes to change, right, you are changing, right? You are outgrowing people, right? Now, the people that you are outgrowing, right, these people, they might not be outgrowing you, though. Right? So you may try to keep them around and, you know, kind of like deal with them, kind of like entertain them, right? But in reality, it's time to go ahead and cut them off. It's been time to cut them off, actually, right? What I want you to understand and understand is that you need to be ready to cut anybody off at any given moment, right? What I mean by this is that at any given moment, you should be ready and already prepared to cut anybody off. You should be prepared to not talk to anybody. Right, people switch up just like seasons. A lot of people switch up quicker than the seasons, right? So I don't want you to feel like these people are going to be in your life forever, because they're not. They're not going to always be in your life, and you're not going to always be in their life, right? You're never going to consistently be in somebody's life 24/7. That's what I'm saying. What I want y'all to understand and understand, right, is that when you have the type of mindset that you are prepared to cut anybody off, if you ever do have to cut somebody off, you'll be ready to do it. You won't hesitate on it. You won't overthink it. You'll be like, okay, cool, they're cut off. I'm going to continue my life. Now, when you're cutting people off, it's a lot of different techniques and a lot of different ways to cut people off, right? So when you're cutting people off, right, you don't necessarily have to do anything. You don't have to tell them. You can just simply just stop communicating with them. You can just simply block them and continue your life. A lot of times we feel like we have to explain things to people. You don't. I think a lot of times we forget we have free will. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. Sometimes it's actually better to let people think what they want to think and try to explain it and try to make it make sense to them. No, let people think what they want to think. You can do that if you would like to do that. Because at the end of the day, people are gonna think and do whatever they want to do, right? So you trying to control a situation that you cannot control. You're giving out your energy. You're giving out energy that you don't even have to give out, right? So another thing is too, right? When you are cutting people off, right, you can take this route. This is maybe the more respectable route to take, right? For an example, let's say you want to cut somebody off, right? You could simply just send them a message, right? It doesn't have to be no paragraph, nothing too over the top. It can be a simple two-sentence message or just a voice message, something real simple and plain that they can obviously get what you're talking about. It doesn't have to be anything over-exaggerated, overly explained. And you could simply just be saying, hey, you know, you're never going to hear from me again. You did nothing wrong, but I want to continue my life without you, and I wish you the best. You could literally say something like that, and then right after that, you could block them or just never respond again. Now, what I want you to understand and understand as well, right? This isn't just with you. This is with everybody. Anybody can outgrow anybody, right? So, just because you may not outgrow these people may outgrow you. So if they outgrow you, are you prepared for them to cut you off? It's not just about are you prepared to cut people off, are you prepared to get cut off? What if you still want to be around certain individuals but they don't want to be around you anymore? Are you prepared to get cut off? Are you prepared for them to cut you off? Are you prepared for that? Right? Don't be so quick to trust someone, right? A lot of times we get really gullible, right? And we trust people, you know, they'll do things for you. They'll give you this sense of urge, a sense of feeling, a sense of good energy of like, hey, you can trust me, I'm on your team. A lot of times, bro, these people are not on your team, they're not on your side a lot of times, bro. A lot of times they want something from you, so what they do is they do an energy exchange. An energy exchange is basically where they give you something that they know you really want, something that you've been really passionate about, and since they helped you get it, now they know that you're gonna help them with what they want to get now, right? So now you feel like you owe them some type of loyalty. You don't owe anybody anything. Stop telling yourself you owe people something. You don't owe anybody anything. Everybody has free will, right? I know a lot of people may not like that, right? A lot of people may not like what I just said, but it's the honest truth. Nobody owes anybody anything, right? Nobody owes anybody money. Nobody owes anybody time, attention, the day. Even if you're in a relationship, nobody owes you anything, because you know why? Everybody has free will. People don't have to do anything for you, right? Even if it's your family, friends, parents, mother, father, sister, brother, girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, whatever the case is, friends, whatever the case is, your pets, whatever. People don't have to do anything for you, right? So stop thinking that people owe you something or people have to prove something to you. No, nobody has to prove anything to you. Nobody owes you anything, and you don't owe anything to anybody, and you don't have to prove anything to anybody either. Now, I'm not sitting here saying if somebody lets you borrow money and you say you're going to pay them back, I'm not sitting here saying don't pay them back. I recommend you to pay them their money back. But what I'm saying is you don't owe them anything. You don't have to pay them their money back. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Also, when it comes to changing, right, you may notice a difference in your energy, right? Some things that you once did may not seem as fun as how it used to be. Let it go. Let yourself flow. Let yourself blossom into this new version of yourself. Stop trying to hold on to this old version. Well, oh, I used to love these things, so let me try to do these things again, right? But in reality, you're redoing these things again, and you're going through the same cycle. But it's not the same feeling. It's not the same feeling that you originally had, right? It's okay to let things go. It's okay to be like, you know what? I enjoy my time with this, but I don't like this anymore. It's not for me anymore. And you can still like something and never do it again, right? I don't want you to feel as if, oh, I have to prove it to myself that I like it, so I'm going to continue to do it. You can like and love something and never do it again, right? You don't have to try to like, you already know yourself, right? You already know yourself. You already know who you are, right? So don't feel like you don't know who you are, because you do know who you are, right? You might feel lost sometimes. That's normal. That's a part of life. Nobody's perfect. You're not going to always know everything. I'm not going to always know everything. Nobody's ever going to just always know everything, right? Another thing is, too, that I want y'all to understand and understand as well about changes is that, like I said, your energy might change, bro. Certain things that you once did just may not seem fun anymore, right? And it's okay. It's a part of life, right? You know, like, for an example, today you might have felt like wearing your Converses. Tomorrow you might feel like wearing Crocs. It's just a different day, different energy, right? Things change. The universe, God is constantly changing, right? A lot of us, if not all of us, are constantly changing. Whether if we realize it or not, whether if we want to accept it or not. But when you accept change, this is how you can elevate. This is how you can become a better version of yourself. If you want to truly become the highest version of yourself, You're gonna have to accept and get used to change, because change is a big part into becoming a higher version and a better version of yourself. But look, man, hope y'all females knows from today's video. I'll catch y'all females on the next one, man. Peace.